So the energy coming through today, very strongly, mind you, very weird morning, early hours of this morning, but was Joan of Arc type energy, okay? And it doesn't surprise me that it came through in the manner that it did, because, you know, she had a very strong presence, strong energy, okay? Very brave heart. So the person who's reading this has a similar energy or similar traits, you know, similar character, where you may see things differently. You know, you might sense things differently. You might have a way of knowing, okay? You're just different. You're outside of the box. Welcome to Angie Baby Intuitive. Thank you for joining for your collective read today. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all here. Welcome back to our Veteran Soul Collective. And if you're here for the first time, welcome to our soul fam. I love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's jump straight in, find out a little bit more about this. So I'm getting brave, and I look over and like, boom, you know, 7-7, I am brave. Pretty amazing. Show us what the collective needs to see, please. Thank you. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Goddess of balance, equality, believe it or not. I create and foster reciprocal relationships. That is just mad. All right. We've also got gateways of light, infinite. I have unlimited access to the divine mind, guys. Crazy. And look at this one underneath. Father of the sky, God. That's where her messages came from, I'm telling you. Anyway, this is the energy surrounding. Cannot make this up, guys. I know. We've even got the shining star glow. I no longer dim my light. I shine bright for all to see. I'm popping that over here because that is so relevant as well. Amazing. That is crazy. I told you she was coming through, like that energy was coming through strong. I don't like to say, oh yeah, you know, but this is the reality. Look at what's come out here, and you can't deny it. Wow. You know, she has a real, like I said, brave heart, okay? So she wasn't just brave. And that's what people sort of reduce her energy to, okay? She could see what others couldn't, all right? That's the missing piece. And that's probably because, you know, our societal structure and blah, 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 they don't want to sort of acknowledge that side of it. They touch on it very lightly here. But yeah, she had a direct line to God, okay, with visions and guidance. And I believe that that's where you stand now, you know. This is you. And I know that we've done like you know, psychic and prophet and all that sort of thing. This is coming through in a different kind of energy here, okay? Let's pull some more cards. You're definitely able to see things like before it happens, okay? It's not fantasy, okay? It's not bloody, you're not guessing here. Definitely a trust. And this is really funny because as I was picking up on this energy, like, and after I'd sort of acknowledged and gone through the process of it all, I thought last night's reading, like the test of faith, this is almost like the energy that should have come through with that. So, you know, for some of you, this could be a continuation of that test of faith here, okay? Because that's what I'm getting here, but it's not, you know, I mean, it's come out now, so it's not, it's just like, it's the same thing. She had a test of faith, you know, she had a test of her, of faith, because she followed a calling that, that cost her life, basically, you know, a little bit like, let's face it, a little bit like Jesus, okay? Joan of Arc, Jesus energy. And I'm not placing Joan of Arc in, you know, some people might not like that, but the reality is that this happens, okay? It doesn't always... Anyway, let's get on with the reading. It doesn't always look like what it's meant to, okay? I'm going to finish that sentence. It doesn't always look what it's meant to. Your calling doesn't always look like it's meant to be, okay? And you either follow fully knowing that, or you don't follow, okay? So some of us do take up on, you know, act upon our calling. And some of us don't, because it doesn't sit right with your human existence, if that makes any sense at all. Let's carry on. Black diamond. Eternal. Different. Ha! And damselfly brings direction. Oh my God. What is a damselfly, I wonder? Let's look it up, shall we? Damselfly. Out of curiosity, because we need to know. A small, delicate flying insect that looks similar to a dragonfly, but it's slimmer and more graceful. Associated with gentleness and sensitivity, emotional awareness, transformation without force, clarity, especially around perception and truth. Wow. They're about change through awareness. Okay, that's cool. That makes perfect sense. Different, change through awareness. Definitely guided, okay? Intuitive abilities here. Just a knowing, okay? A sensing. So I'm getting here that you trust what comes through to you, okay? And this is one more thing about her, that she just trusted what came through to her, even when it put her in danger. So there you go. That's what I was basically getting at when I was rambling around in circles there. But that's typically me, you know, rambling around in circles. Oh my God. And her purpose wasn't about violence, even though that's where her calling took her. It was about direction, because if you think about it, she directed people during that. And if you don't know about her, like I had to read about her just now, you know, in this morning, because when it came through, it was like, well, I know the song, you know, but I don't know the story about her. So I had to find out about what it was about. Why was this coming, you know? Why did this come to me? So that was pretty crazy. I'm gonna look, she went to war because you know, that's where there was a lot of lost, I would say, kids at that time, you know, because that's the people that were sent to war, you know, men and children, young men. They were lost and defeated, you know, even afraid. And I believe leadership, alike today, okay, had sort of collapsed. There was a, you know, basically they didn't give a poop about people, you know, and her role was to come in and she just took the lead. She took a leadership role here, you know. She brought morale and she brought clarity to people who were in a position where they were freaking shit bloody scared, okay? People whose worlds had just fallen apart, totally collapsed, because they were just thrown into this, thrust into this, you know, and she just came along and it was like, okay, look, I'm getting this, I'm feeling that, I'm seeing this, and let's go, you know. And she was on the front line herself. And she definitely put a massive shift in the outcome here. And she was given those gifts here by God for a reason, okay? And it was to be a gateway of light here. She had limited access to the gods above, okay? She brought friggin' equality. She worked with people, and she shone the light. Look at this. She shone herself to a lot of people to give them comfort, you know, in a time of need here. And this is what you are about here. All right, let's pull some cards because I'm rambling a little bit much, but this is just something that I've learned about this morning, and it just blew my mind. Like I said, I'd heard the bloody songs and stuff, but I'd never really understood what it was about. I know I should have probably, but be honest, there's you guys out there, some of you who don't know what it's about. But anyway, because it was coming through, I had to sort of read about it. All right, Hierophant, King of Cups, yep, High Priestess, Man, Six of Wands, the Emperor. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Five of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Far out. If you look at the top part of this, right, and then you look at the bottom here, the Five of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, leading the way. This is crazy. Spooky crazy even. It's even freaking me out, man. Wow. So what I'm getting here is like divine guidance doesn't always show up in peaceful settings, okay? Sometimes it shows up where things are broken, destructive, okay? And because that's where it's needed the most. Her mission, alike yours, okay, alike your calling, maybe doesn't look holy on the surface. It's messy, maybe even, you know, controversial here. For some of you, it could be dangerous, you know, not in a, you know, just maybe dangerous to your social, you know, how would you say it, social, how people look upon you, you know, your social viewpoint, your social standing. But it's serving something bigger, see? And her pattern is the same as your present moment here. You're someone who sees clearly in situations where others are, you know, maybe confused or scared. People who are willing to sort of turn a blind eye, okay? That's not you. You're not that person. You look truth straight in the face. You sift through, you know, what's coming through to me. I don't want to say it because, you know what, I don't really care. You sift through shit piles to see the truth beneath appearances, okay? This is you. This is what you do. This is your you know, calling here. You see when people are being misled, even overlooked. I'm even getting societal structure. So, you know, you have very strong opinions on people being harmed by systems that, you know, that might stress, you know, come across as necessary. So necessities in our social structures and things like that. Like this is what you're very passionate about these things. Very passionate about these things. Let's pull something. We'll find out a little bit more. Yeah. Actually, go back to my faves. And the thing is, some people might get insight, right, and downloads and knowledge and signs and synchronicities and just sit on it, right? You're not like that. Like, you take this very seriously when you receive Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Can you see all those 3 cards? The High Priestess, the King of Cups, the Hierophant, all sitting there in their meditative states here, okay? You've got the King of Cups actually and the High Priestess sitting in meditative states, okay? And then you've got the Hierophant and the sun shining from the, you know, the light shining down on him, and he's like, oh man, I get it, I get it, I get it here, okay? And then you act on these. You stand up, you speak the truth, you say what's right, you act on behalf of people here, on behalf of yourself even, and you're very, very comfortable with that, okay? Speaking up for the underdog, speaking up for those who can't, speaking up against injustices from power people to not so, okay? 2 of Pentacles, you always, there's a moral compass here. You're run by a moral compass, and it's the moral compass of our Most High, of our God, okay? And you always choose right, no matter what the outcome may be. That's why this could have been the test of faith. You know, maybe I just, yeah, hadn't finished receiving whatever it was, the insight to it, okay? You're a light for people. And you don't even feel, look at what it says down here. It says, I release the weight of the world from my shoulders, you know. You hand it to God. You don't see this as your burden. You just trust and understand and know why what is coming to you is coming to you. Yeah. You're just ready to act on whatever comes through here, okay? You're ready. Oh, sorry, I have to do this. You're ready to act on whatever comes through. To intervene, protect, redirect, you know. And sometimes that puts you in, oh, this is coming through just now because I spoke about, you know, societal structure and stuff. But sometimes it puts you in opposition to authority, to tradition, to popular opinion, to societal structure even. Makes life harder than what it has to be, but no, there you are, man. You're following your calling. You're doing what is being asked of you. And people might look upon you, right, and say, "Ah, look what you're doing. Look what you're creating mess where there doesn't need to be mess, or you're creating upheaval and you're making life a little bit harder here and blah, blah, blah." But it's not wrong. If it comes from the Most High God here, it's not wrong, guys, okay? Show us what the collective needs to see. Thank you. Yep. Yep. 10 of Cups underneath that. Queen of Swords underneath that. Justice underneath that. Guys. Madness. Madness. You might be like an activist or... let's pop these up here. You might be like an activist or something, or an advocate for people. You know, you work very close-knit. You know that you do. You don't need to tell anyone. You don't need to get validation from anybody. You just know where your messages come from here. But you know, you might be an activist or something like that. You might be an advocate. Someone who refuses to stay silent, you know, when they see that something isn't right, okay? We've got the 5 of Cups. Look at it. Look at it. You can't even make it up. 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, you know. That's who you're defending here. 5 of freaking Swords. 5, 5, 5. 5, 5, 5. Sorry, I might get a bit loud sometimes. Ace of Wands, 9 of Wands, and the Sun coming out, okay? Wow. This is where you lead people out of into... This is where you lead people out of into... Holy mackerel. It could show up in little ways every day in your life, you know, like defending someone who can't defend themselves, or, you know, not scared to sort of reach out to, who is it, you know, HR or WHS at work or something about unfairness at work that's going on at work, or, you know, you might sort of, you know, you don't want to, how do I say it? You don't want to participate in things in your life, whether it be work or whatever it is, in dynamics that benefit just a few at the cost of, you know, the underdogs even, okay? Wow. I'm telling you now, your insight is not random, okay? Judgment, freaking justice here. Your insight isn't random, okay? And you stand by your convictions. That's coming through quite strongly, and that is not ego, bro. That is like standing to your beliefs, to your faith, standing with your faith intact, your integrity intact. And telling you now that your unease, your dis-ease, okay, with how things are isn't a flaw. You're vibrant, you're healthy, you are, you know, people sometimes look at you like, how the hell can you look so? You don't look like what you've been through, that's for sure. And this is because you stand up for your, you know, dis-ease, if you get my drift. You're releasing it where most people sort of harbour that in, and it turns into illness and sickness and blah, blah, blah. Not you. You release it and look at you. Look how you look, you know. You look like a reflection of God here. You look at peace, you know. Look at you. Illuminated. Look at you. Oh my God. Let me look at this for a minute, because this is crazy. This is crazy. Go to I put a post up this morning, sorry to interrupt the read, but I put a post up this morning about a couple of visions that came to me this morning, and I'm interested in other people's interpretations of them. And it was just weird because I looked at this and it just jogged my memory of that now, because I put the post up before. Man, gateways of light, infinite. I have unlimited access to the divine mind. That is so cool. Anyway, jump onto the post if you want to have a look. But look at you. You know, you're illuminated, you're glowing, you're healthy, you're, you know, you've just got this ooh about you. Your energy, your aura, everything about you. A glow, a glow. Oh my God, a glow, a glow, a glow. That is madness. That is madness. Oh, I like the energy that came through, okay? Your purpose is to remind people of truth. Of truth here. Let's pull something. Yeah, let's go here. Show us what the collective needs to see, please. Thank you. Oops, oh my God, that flew out at me, so that's definitely meant to come out. We're going to read this one. Realise that the outside world and the flow of inner emotions come and go, but you, the one who experiences these things, remain consciously aware of whatever passes before you. I need a minute to sit with that. But you, the one who experiences these things, remain consciously aware of whatever passes before you. Yeah. You are very aware. Look at it. Look at it. Outside world and then your inner emotions. Not everyone sort of acts on those things. Some people like push them back down here. But you fully experience these things. And you're very aware of what passes before you. And you're very, you know, you choose to act on these things that come and go, not push them to the side here. This is why you're different. If you choose to center and not participate in extremes, you will come to the neutral middle ground. I think we've looked up Teo before. Jeez, I wish I could remember. But anyway, I'm sure it's middle ground. Okay, in the flow. But this is where you are. If you, oh yeah, it is the center. If you choose the center and not participate in the extremes, you will come to know the middle ground. You already know the middle ground because this is where you get your downloads from. Every movement of your body, every emotion you have, and every thought that passes through your mind is an expenditure of energy. Yeah, that's why you just fully go with the flow and you trust and you act on whatever comes to you, you know, because you know that is the right place to expend your energy here. It's leading to the right place. You're trusting that it leads to the right place. I'm definitely getting that you're definitely sent here to remind people of the truth, okay? But it's like you give direction, coming back to that direction card, you give direction in moments where, let's face it, some people in leadership, okay, there's this power play, there's this not really giving a shit about other people, okay? As long as that you get your paycheck that's the reality of Earth, of humans, of humanity, right? Unless it affects you, of course, then you're pushing your team. Hurry up, you know, make our, what do you call them? Our KPIs and blah, 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 you know what I mean? But you sort of step in and take that leadership role just for the underdog. Can't say it enough, okay? And where leadership has failed, you sort of step in here and you guide people, okay? You guide people. And I just got that the reason behind that is because, you know, a lot of people would be lost. They would lose jobs. They would move in a wrong direction. You know, they wouldn't sort of accomplish tasks here, which puts them in a bit of a position. And this is where you step in. And it doesn't necessarily have to only be at work, okay? It can be across life in general. It's like you help people move forward when they're stuck and they're feeling defeated, and you know, no one else gives a crap about where they are and what they're doing and what happens to this person. You carry them forward. You guide them forward with your light, okay? I'm getting very strongly here. Trust what you see. Don't dilute yourself down because just to make other people feel comfortable, okay? Because you are who you are. And divine guidance doesn't always look like what we think, okay? It's not always what we think. It's not always what we think it's going to look like, okay? It's not always what we think it's going to look like. But it's true. It's the truth. You know where it comes from, and it's the truth, and that's why you follow it. This is you. And yes, choose where you put your energy wisely. Okay, but don't doubt the insight itself. Don't doubt where it comes from. Like I said, you will differentiate between whether it's empty energy and it's a waste of your energy, or if it's worthy of your energy. Okay. All right, I know we always do the cards, but the angel numbers, but I really do like them. All right, show us what the collective needs to see. It wasn't a mistake that you were given this clarity, these gifts, this insight, this, you know, uninterrupted, what is it? Unlimited access to the divine mind. It's not a mistake that you were given this unlimited access to the divine mind, okay? You weren't made to blend in. You were made to be different. I am patient, 1010. Could be relevant. Keep your thoughts positive and be patient as everything is working out for your highest good. Trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. And yes, they are. God himself is working behind the scenes to work with you. First one that came out here, innovative, okay? You are a self-starter with very innovative ways of creating opportunity. Your determination and endurance are powerful and will help you get through rough times and reach success. You were innovative. This is exactly what you do for other people. This is why you've been chosen to do this for other people. Because you see, because what you see, okay, you're meant to. And you're meant to do that because you will act, whereas other people will falter, if that makes sense. You won't hesitate to act on the messages that come through. You have 100% faith here. 23, you have a zest for life and you are eager to experience anything and everything possible. You love change and excitement. 555 is coming out here. You love change and excitement and need both to feel truly alive. For you, life is an adventure to be lived to the fullest. You are adventurous. Wow, this is exactly the the energy that came through. Like, not scared here. You're happy to take on the responsibility that is being bestowed upon you by the Most High here. And this is you. This is you. 22, you are aligned. You're in possession of incredible creative powers, and it is assured that you can achieve anything you wish. You are aligned. You are limitless. There is no beginning. There is no beginning and no end. All is infinite. It is time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new insight and understanding of both godly and earthly things. You are limitless. And it's your compassion that makes you shine. You are devoted to helping the greater good and have a strong talent for speaking up for others. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service. You are Oops, my battery's slow. Flat. Oh no, hang on. Is that continue? We're continuing. We're wrapping it up now, thank you. But you are compassionate. Okay. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's do a split of this because I just love doing that. I don't even know if this is the right one to do it on. Let's do it on the Archangel one, actually. And we won't even shuffle, we'll just split. Archangel Gercia, create a solid spiritual foundation. Be in service to the planet. Look at you. Look at you in all of your beautiful glory. Laying your healing hands over, humanity here. Absolutely amazing. That is your reading today, guys. I wish I could say this is your test of faith in your past, but whatever it's going to be, as long as the message gets out there, it doesn't really matter what it's called, right? I can call it, Hey Soul Fam, and it will be, the message will still get through to you. So that is the main point here. Thank you for joining today for this message from God himself, from you guys, okay? Your energy coming through in order to help our collective to open their eyes to our callings and our purposes and our missions and our assignments and who we are and the power that we behold and everything else that we sort of bring to light here, doing God's work, doing God's work, yeah, being God's soldiers here. It's absolute pleasure reading for you, as per usual. Take that as confirmation, okay? If you resonate with the reading, sorry, I'm a little bit lost here. If you resonate with the reading, please chuck a like on the video and share it so that other collective that belong to our soul collective may receive these messages. If you would like to become a part of our soul collective, our soul fam, please subscribe to the channel. And if you would like to stay up to date with messages that come through, please hit that notification bell. I love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Keep shining.